It's time for Fire Field Vision, powered by NovaCare. The Chicago Fire getting ready to take on maybe Kaká, but they'll definitely be playing Orlando City SC this coming weekend. Fred Hubner along with Paul Tenorio and Frank Klopas. And guys, Kaká injured a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about Orlando City. He hasn't played the last couple of games for Orlando City, a team that's struggling quite a bit. But we're going to talk in a moment about how the Chicago Fire might be able to attack them. But one thing, and we've talked about it a little bit, is without Dax McCarty the next couple of games, he's going to the U.S. men's national team. Already there, they've got a game with Venezuela coming up on Saturday before they play Trinidad and Tobago and then Mexico. But, you know, you don't have him and all the things he's done. How many times have we sat here on the couch this year talking about maybe he's having his best year, not only doing things offensively but coming back defensively and having tremendous games?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dax McCarty for me has been the MVP of this season for the Chicago Fire. Like you said, he's been huge in possession when they have the ball. His ability to pick out those passes that go through multiple lines, find players in dangerous pockets. It's what made him so good with Sasha Kljestan with the Red Bulls. I think it's where that next level of his game has come. But then defensively, that intelligence as a soccer player is there on the defensive end. He cuts out a lot of passes. He recovers very, very well for his teammates. How many times have we seen him tracking back into the box to make a tackle that saves a shot on goal? Those are the aspects of his game that maybe go underappreciated a little bit. And it's going to be a tough thing to replace this week against Orlando City. But, you know, I think you have depth for a reason, and you've got Juninho now who's able to step into the lineup along with Schweinsteiger, and your hope is that two veteran guys are going to be able to still be on the ball the way this team normally is. And I think against this Orlando City team, with the way they like to play, the struggles that they've had recently, I think you look at this and you say, hey, we've got some areas to exploit that we think we can win battles on this field.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, there's nothing more for me to say on Dax, and I agree with Paul 100%. I think the key also, I think that Matt pointed out, I think the start is going to be important. I think you're playing, you know, in a new stadium. They've been very good at home. You have to deal with the heat, so managing, really being really good with the ball, not turning it over in bad spots, because there's some pace there with Rivas, with Laren, you know, that they can get at you. So I think managing the beginning of the game, and here where the experienced players come in to play, and I think that the Fire have done a very good job with that. I think a key also to that, I agree with Paul, is a guy like Dax. So I think it's, you know, you have depth. You have a guy like Juninho, who's an experienced guy in the league, can come in and who's going to help you as far as with the ball and making good decisions, keeping possession.
And we've talked about, and Matt alluded to this in the last segment or a couple of segments ago, that this is a team right now that the wingers are pinching in, they're overloading things centrally, and they're opening up space wide. I think that's an attribute of this team that's going to do very well in Orlando. It's a team that plays a 4-4-2 diamond, very, very narrow formation, and it's all about defensive rotation in that formation. And I think Orlando City has had some problems with that, especially when Kaká has come back into the lineup, because his defensive work rate is not really there as much as some other players. And so we'll take a look. We have some clips here that we want to show you of areas that we think the Fire can break down. And we're going to start off here with a sign of just how narrow defensively you can see Orlando City is, how central they are. That allows the fullback to get on the ball, and then a lot of bodies in the box of cross. We've seen this Fire team do that a lot.
Very pinched in, and again, I think there are moments where they get spread out as a team. Obviously, there's pockets between their lines, and this is where Schweinsteiger and I think Juninho come in this picture, and you can just look. When you find those pockets and little combination play and their movement and depth that the Fire have been so good, and you see Ramirez here, you know, scoring that goal for Minnesota. You know, and then obviously, again, here, very stretched as a team. I think when they move up, they don't do a very good job at just staying connected from front to back. And then there's spaces in transition that you can attack them. And then obviously, again, spaces between their lines. And once you get the ball here, whether it's the Lou, you know, whether it's Solniak or Schweinsteiger, their ability now with the movement and the pace that the Fire have in depth, I think the opportunities will be there to get behind this Orlando team.
And Frank, if they have those moments, Orlando City, where they start to push forward like that and get a little bit stretched between the lines, that ability to play the quick ball like we saw there, two little flicks. You know, you play the ball into that pocket and very quickly hit that one-time ball behind the line and allow a guy like David Accam to get off to the races. I don't think there's a player on that team that can run, certainly not center back. With Tommy Redding away with the U.S. under-20s, they don't have a lot of pace at center back. And if you look, Sutter's quick at right back, but he's not quick enough to keep up with David Accam. that ball in behind can be very dangerous in transition.
I agree with you. And then the thing I think that's going to open up the wide areas, because whether it's Solinek or Nikolic just comes between the lines, once you start playing that ball, and now, you know, the midfielder is going to have to be aware and drop in behind them. There's going to be more space centrally for the Fire to play through it. That's going to open the wide areas. And I think this is going to be another game, you know, for Brandon Vincent and Polster to find the right moments to get forward, provide that width, and provide that quality service that they've been giving to the Fire players.
The Chicago Fire had 4 games in 13 days. Then they get 9 days off. Anything we should worry about with maybe rust? I know it sounds strange, but they did have 4 or 5 days off before they returned to practice. Anything we should worry about?
I don't think so. I think if anything, you look at that as a chance to really rest and recover. There's also the advantage of the fact that Orlando City plays tonight, so they're going to be on short rest. I don't think they're going to. Their lineup didn't come out because they have a weather delay there right now, but it's a team that is going to be a little bit more tired. So you try to take advantage of that. It's going to be a tough atmosphere, tough place to play, but having 9 days off I don't think is a problem.
Yeah, not usually. And, you know, you think about it. They didn't really rest their guys during the 4 games in 13 days. Didn't seem to matter. They played very, very well. They're 4-0-1 now in their last 5 games. So we get ready for the Orlando SC squad coming up this weekend. That was Fire Field Vision, powered by NovaCare.